But I saw this segment. I saw this segment from Peter Schrager, and he was talking about Jared Goff. And it seemed like a letter, like he wrote it. He wrote it, and he was reading it back to Jared or reading it to people in Detroit. And he painted this picture of a guy that I think we knew, but we kind of looked at it and didn't want to see, right? We didn't want to see. And that Jared Goff is a good quarterback. No matter what you think of, I understand it. You're entitled to your opinion. But Jared Goff is a good quarterback, right? 2018 was doing his thing. And when the Rams extended him, they extended a good quarterback. I honestly believe that it was something else going on in LA. Now, we heard about a lot of stuff. Maybe some stuff with Sean McVay. Maybe some stuff with, behind the scenes. None of that came out and was verified if that was the case. But it did seem kind of weird that they're building this team. They have this team, this dynamic team. Van Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Akers, Cook, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. And all of a sudden, Jared Goff doesn't fit in that narrative. They ship him away. And when I heard the haul that we got, and I'm going to ask any man out there, I'm talking about alpha male. You are alpha male, right? You don't got no time to be a beta male is not in your DNA. You're an alpha male. And I'm not saying Jared Goff. I don't know Jared Goff. He could be an alpha male. We just don't know, right? I'm saying you listening, you're an alpha, you're a dog, alpha male. And you're not even told that you're traded. You're not even told that you're traded until the trade is already done. Because remember, that's when Jared Goff found out he was traded. He found out he was traded about the trade when he was traded. That's number one. Matthew Stafford is placed in his position and wins a championship. Jared Goff goes to the orphanage that is the Detroit Lions. The reason I brought up an alpha male, because you telling me that alpha male you have to be picked up from sunny California. You're with the LA Rams, who haven't been there but that long. Because remember, the Rams were not in LA for years. You are thriving over there. You hit a bad stretch. And then you are told that you are going to one of the worst franchises in sports history. You get here, it ain't nothing here. Nothing. You get here, it takes you 12 games to win one. The reason I brought that up is because, as we talked about last week, who looks just like Jared Goff of 2021? Who looks just like 2021? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is not a bad quarterback. I see y'all. I got to finish, though. Russell Wilson is not a bad quarterback. He is a Super Bowl champion, a Pro Bowler. And he is looking a lot like Jared Goff did in 2021. But the segment by Peter Schrager on Good Morning Football was fantastic. It was fantastic. And I think sometimes we have to be reminded that Jared Goff is a good QB. He really is. And I would take him over Geno Smith. I would take him over at least a third to a half of the league. At least. But it makes you wonder, was it all in Jared's head? Was it I kept calling him a strange man in a strange land. Because I don't know about y'all, but if you go to California, it ain't nothing like Detroit. As far as sun everywhere. When I was there, it was cloudy for maybe one day. It didn't rain while I was there. It rained immediately when I left. It was crazy. Y'all hear the song "It Never Rains in Southern California," right? And then you're not even told that you're told you're traded when the trade is done. Do y'all understand that? Like, Jared Goff was told about the trade when he found out he was traded. And I'm gonna tell you, and I will stand on this ledge by myself if I have to. I want Jared Goff to win in the city. I want him, Dan Campbell. I want these guys to win, bro. I hope a lot of these guys are with us when we win. Not if, when. Because I think, and I'm about to ruffle some feathers, I think Jared Goff, he might not have the same toughness. Matthew Stafford was a warrior. But Matthew Stafford was the golden boy. He was the first overall pick, went to a 0-16 team, and was given the reins to lead. He never had any quarterback competition. This was his team. For 12 years, this was Matthew Stafford's team. And not only that, Matthew Stafford was coveted. The Rams gave up essentially 3 first-round picks for a 32-year-old quarterback because they thought he was the missing piece. They threw in the trash a 26, 27-year-old QB, first overall pick, for a younger guy, for Matthew Stafford. He still kind of was handed the reins, right? So while Matthew Stafford might have had the toughness, and he still does, warrior, played for 8 straight years, I don't know, man. I feel like if you take that away, that Goff fits better. He fits better with who we are. We're throwaways. We're outcast. We're discarded. The NFL has been discarding us for centuries, for decades. And it feels weird to be getting all this love the past six weeks, right? It feels weird. It's like, are they talking about our team? They talking about our Detroit Lions? They can't be talking about our Detroit Lions. You know what I see in Jared Goff, man? I see quiet confidence. And I didn't think that I wanted a quarterback like that. One of my biggest gripes with Matthew Stafford is you never saw him vocal, yelling at his teammates like Tom Brady. You never saw that rah-rah kind of, I'm going to take control and tell you what to do. And you don't see none of that in JG. But them guys respect him, man. I'm not saying they didn't respect Matthew. They respect JG. And I think JG, I would love to see him win here, 100%. I would love to see Stafford here, but it didn't work out like that, and we know what happened. But as far as Jared Goff, man, I want to see Jared Goff win in this city because I think he embodies us even more than Matthew Stafford. I know he embodies me personally. I know he does. He playing with, last year we had a throwaway quarterback. We had a ragtag group of men. Mark calls the Syndicate, my Syndicate homie, he calls the Syndicate the Mystery Man. Jared Goff was playing with the Mystery Man, a movie from 1999. He and his team, Khalif Raymond, what's the guy that went to the Atlanta Falcons? Kadero Hodge. It was a bunch of throwaways, like the Goonies. Y'all remember the Goonies? Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions was like the Goonies, man. And now they making some noise. And I'll end this segment by saying this, man. How great would it be for this team to start 1-6? They 5 out of their last 6. They have a chance to go 500 and win 7 games. How much of a story would that be to see this team make it to the playoffs? It'd be fantastic. And it's something that I want to see.